Hey guys, Lancer here, welcoming you to Star Wars for the Famicom. A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, of course. You should know the story. So this is Star Wars, excuse me. Like I said, this is the Famicom version. If you're familiar with the NES version, this is a completely different game. It was only released in Japan. Of course, this is a English translation, but there's not exactly a whole lot of text, but yeah. Episode 4 is a period of civil war. Rebel spaceships striking from a hidden base have won their first victory against the evil Galactic Empire. During the battle, Rebel spies Magneto steals secret plans to the Empire's ultimate pursued by the Empire Sinister. You know how it works. So yeah. Translation by Mugumiki and Shinta. In a lot of parts of this translation, it is really bad, but like I said, there's not a whole lot of dialogue in this game, so it's just little pieces here and there. But yeah, this is another one of those games that is like really hard. You really have to practice to get it down. But once you have it down, it's not that bad. There's still some parts where it can be a struggle, but it's not too shabby. But it's Star Wars. This is my first Star Wars LP, so it's pretty cool. Okay, we don't really want to see the demo. Okay, let's yeah, okay, the guy in the demo died. That's great. Alright, so we have Novice Mission and Pro Mission. It's just difficulty. We're gonna go ahead and do Novice. Pro, the only difference is there's like a few more enemies here and there. That's pretty much it. Luke, help me! We've been captured by the Empire. That's too bad. Well, thanks, R2-D2. So yeah, they're taking R2-D2 away. So we're on Tatooine, the desert planet. It's the first level. So yeah, you play as Luke in this game, who has black hair. I believe because of color limitations. But yeah. See, when you defeat enemies, you get these diamonds, which you can use for Force power-ups, basically. Which I really don't use that very often, unless it's the point where it really helps. So, yeah. Yeah, we're just gonna use our lightsaber to take down some enemies. Most of the enemies in this stage are really no big deal. Just attack them when they get close to you, and that's pretty much it. Of course, these guys, you gotta crouch. You don't want to get sucked in by these sinkholes, because you die. The hard thing about this game is this game's a lot like Contra, where one hit and you're dead. And once you get game over, you have to start all over, because there's no, like, passwords or save system or anything. And we got a stormtrooper. They can fire at you, so be careful with that. Because again, like I said before, one hit and you're dead. So, you don't have any life bars or anything. One of the power-ups is actually invincibility, so that's kind of cool, but yeah. And we get a 1-up. In most cases, you definitely want to go out of your way to get the 1-ups, but a lot of times they put them in a place where it's just not worth it, and we have Darth Vader. I am Sasori Vader. I have your friend here. And so if you hit him, you'll find out it's not actually Darth Vader, it's a scorpion. So it's kind of like fighting Bowser in the original SMB in a way. Yeah, so we're going to be fighting Vader a number of times. He's usually not actually Vader, but, you know. So we saved R2. Thank you for saving us. And we saved some sand people, apparently. Cool. So here we have the speedrunner. We can just speed through everything. It's pretty cool. Do 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 do. Alright, so we're aboard the Millennium Falcon. This game has a few Millennium Falcon stages. Luke, I'm Obi-Wan. I'm being held on Kess. Okay. So yeah, for these levels, it's pretty much like a first-person kind of shooter thing. You gotta shoot down all the TIE fighters, basically. And if you don't shoot them down in time, they'll fire little green orbs at you, and you have to use your shields to block them. And you only have 3 shields, so afterwards you're kind of screwed. So you want to destroy them before they can fire at you. That's basically the key there. And all those levels are pretty much the same. They just get a little harder each time. They're kind of like intermission levels. Kessel, the mountain planet. Yeah, so in a way, this level kind of keeps in tune with the movie, but it also kind of does some other stuff that doesn't really follow canon. So if you're like really into Star Wars, you may notice that. I'm not a huge Star Wars fan. I mean, I'm a fan of it, but I'm not like a huge fan of it. Here we got a blaster. So that's cool. Basically, how the blaster works, you have it until you die, basically, or until you go into a new level. So that's why you obviously want to try and not die. I mean, obviously. Yeah, so the music in this game's pretty good. I mean, it's Star Wars. You know, there's not a whole lot of music, but I mean, it's Star Wars, so hard to complain about that. Alrighty, then we want to go up. Up. Avoid the shooting statue over there, which is really not that hard to avoid. Climb up the vines. And you obviously don't want to touch those spikes on the side, but the only way you would touch them is if you fell on them. But that's not very likely. This one you kind of have to jump over. Yeah, Luke can actually jump quite well, so it's kind of nice. Excuse me, I just hiccuped. I just had some ramen noodles, so now I'm hiccuping. It's pretty awesome. Oh boy. Yeah, so this is one of those stages where there's different ways to go. Here you actually don't want to go down, you want to go up. Oh boy. Yep, this game definitely has some pretty rough platforming sections where you need to do some really precise jumps. Oh boy. That can be easy to screw up. Here you want to try and take these guys down before you really do anything. Because they can cause you a problem. They can cause a problem to a young Jedi. It's Vader again. I am Lord Gauss Vader. I have your friends. That's not very nice. Alright, so he turns into a flying skull thing. Basically, you want to wait till he kind of flies down and then hit him in the back. That's the easiest way to go about it. So yeah, of course these Vader fights gradually get tougher. As you could probably guess. There we go. It may seem like you don't have to actually do some of the Vader fights, but you actually do. Otherwise, you won't have access to certain areas. So now we actually want to head back to that first room. You actually don't want to go down there, like, ever. It's just there to kind of confuse you, I guess you could say. So, yeah. It's good times. Alrighty then, lots of spikes. Collect some diamonds along the way. I would like to, I mean, Skype, by the way, of course. Yeah, you see, you can look at your menu, there's these different power-ups. They do different things, like let you levitate, run faster, invincibility, things like that. But we saved Obi-Wan! When you're in need, just call me. Okay, that was kind of weird, but okay. We have another speedrunner! Here, just kind of... You don't want to hit, like, the wall or anything, because that'll destroy, and a lot of times it'll put you in a place where you're probably just going to end up dying. So, you don't want to do that. There's a 1-up, but you would have to get out of the speedrun. I don't recommend doing that, so... it's not really worth doing. Alright, time for the next Millennium Falcon De Leo. Which is good times. Doo-doo. So again, like the previous, it's just a little bit harder each time, like I said. It's not really a big deal, though. Because you can usually destroy them pretty quickly, but sometimes they're just like right out of range. There's not really much you can do about that. Sometimes you just gotta deal. This game is not really that long, by the way. Iskalon, the water planet. Yeah, this is of course a water. Water physics can be kind of wonky a little bit. They take some getting used to, but once you get it down, it's not really that bad. So it's kind of interesting though. It's a change of pace at least. So kind of diversifies your gameplay and whatnot. But this game's not really that long. Like as long as you don't fail a bunch, it probably takes I'd say about 45 minutes maybe to play through the game. It's not really that long. So should easily be able to do this in one sitting, since I hopefully shouldn't fail too much, since I've practiced this game quite a bit. I don't know why I decided to do this. Like I don't know. I was watching a speedrun of one of the Star Wars games. I think it was the one on the NES. I'm not sure, but I don't remember. But it just kind of got me in the mood to, I should play some Star Wars games. Because I've never really played them much. And I have a bunch of Star Wars games on Steam. So, I figure, you know what? I should play some of the older ones and LP them. Might be fun. So I probably will be also LPing the NES Star Wars like after this, more than likely. So yeah, should be fun times. Even if you're not into Star Wars, I'm sure they'll still be fun to watch. Okay, yeah, so this stage is pretty straightforward. It's just kind of going through the water, taking out the enemies, or avoiding them if you want. Because a lot of them you can just avoid, it's not really a big deal. So we gotta fight Vader underwater. I'm Curado Vader. I'm sure you are. And he turns into a shark. That makes sense, doesn't it? Vader's really a shark, I bet you hardcore Star Wars fans never knew that, did you? So you just want to kind of wait till he swims up and then hit him in the back of the tail. If you try to hit him from the front, he'll basically eat you and you'll die. Like, pretty much automatically. So, you don't want to do that. Almost got him. I think he takes 4 hits after the initial hit. There you go. Hey, it's C-3PO. How you doing, bro? Thank you, Master Luke. Good times. Back to the Millennium Falcon, which apparently can fly underwater. Hey, it's Princess Leia. I'm Leia. The Empire are nearly upon us. It should be is nearly upon us, but the translation was not so good, so it gets worse as we go along. Hey, at least in this Millennium Falcon stage, you get to see the Death Star in the background. So that's pretty cool, right? Yeah. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. It's cool. Alrighty then. The Death Star. We are infiltrating the freaking Death Star. It's crazy. It's like infiltrating the Technodrome in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, basically. So the stage is it's like a big maze. Luckily, I know exactly where to go. Oh boy. You gotta do a lot of pixel-perfect jumps in this game. I can't speak. Precision jumping is pretty much what we're gonna be doing a lot in this stage. Freaking Stormtrooper, get out of here! What are you doing? Freaking stormtroopers need to know their place. Whoa, okay. You want to come down here, come down one more, and yeah, take out some more stormtroopers because they're stormtroopers, and you know. You can use your lightsaber to open up these doors, but you only want to go in this one because there's a one up. There we go. It's always nice. And you want to go into the next one. Freaking stormtrooper. Because this one is where Princess Leia is. Thank you for helping me, Luke. This is by way of appreciation. Wow, by instead of my, and they misspelled appreciation. Well, that was stupid. That was a dumb death. I basically just handed over my last one up. Whatevs. Okay, so this is the garbage chute. If you're... That was dumb. If you're familiar with the movie, you should know what this is all about. So you want to destroy this, and then the walls start to crush you, but you want to call R2-D2. Roger. Opening doors now. Cool. So he opens the door for you. That's the only way out. Alrighty. Yeah, those bouncing guys can usually just be avoided. You want to come down here, take on some more stormtroopers, some troopers of the storm variety. Okay, there's a spark there. Sparks are usually pretty easy to avoid, but like I said, if you're playing this on the harder difficulty, there will just be more enemies. So, nothing else is really different, so I don't really recommend doing it. I mean, it's hard enough on normal, so... Yeah. How's it going? Take out Mr. Eyeball and jump over the spikes. Oh boy, here it's good to just wait until some of them leave the room. There you go. Makes it a lot easier to deal with. And that one probably won't ever leave the room, so just try and carefully make your way through. There we go. This room's pretty self-explanatory. Just kind of make a spot up here, and then get up to the ladder. This room's pretty annoying because that thing just will just troll you. And it's really fast, so you gotta be very careful, especially when you're trying to jump up to that moving platform. Doo-doo, doo-doo-doo-doo. Doo-doo, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here, I believe you actually have to use the wing, the levitate, whatever you want to call it, in order to get across. I don't think there's any other way. It's just one of those points that it like forces you to use a power-up. Maybe there's a way to do it without it, but I'm not aware of it, so if there is, let me know. Okay. Here you want to go to the left, you can take out these guys, these Gordo wannabes. There you go. Make your way to the left. Getting sparks. Cannon tries to cheap shot you, but it's not going to happen. Since we saved Leia, it opens that up, and we got Vader. Now prepare yourself for the real test. So this is actually Vader. But after you hit him once, you have to call Obi-Wan. Luke, use the Force, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to damage him any further. Excuse me, I'm hiccuping all over the place, I don't know why. There you go. That's not too bad. The final fight with Vader is really brutal, though. I mean, you gotta get that one down.